Alright. What are we doing here? A movie review. Jesus Christ. Okay, so it's raining right now in Korea, which always makes me moody for some reason. Too much listening to The Cure, honestly. I listen too much of The Cure. And, my acne's coming back, which is never a good thing. So, might as well talk about a movie about straight-up depression and killing your loved ones. Now, I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing this name properly. Kaurismäki? There's like 2 dots above the A. I know it's a Finnish thing, but I'm not sure what it is. So all I know about him, I don't have a huge amount of knowledge when it comes to Finnish cinema. All I know about him, the director Aki Kaurismäki, all I know about him is that he's a really hyper-realistic director who goes for like really raw realism with like just a little twinkle of cinematic humor here and there. Whether it's the usage of a certain kind of music or a certain imagery, he understands that cinema is a artistic form of images, so he uses that for humor. But when it comes to the actual story and the portrayal of the characters, usually the art goes for a really hyper-realistic way. The Match Factory Girl is probably one of his most famous ones, and the way the film is made, it kind of reflects his film style. It's very shot. It's shot in a very plain way. Nothing really stands out when it comes to shot compositions. The lighting is it's not natural lighting, but it's not flashy. It goes for a dark, moody, like murky mood, but it never really emphasizes a color or anything. If anything, the bleakness of the theme kind of blurs everything together, atmosphere-wise, minus the last 15 minutes, which we'll get into a little bit later. Now, like I said, he understands that cinema is a visual form of art, so he really goes for extreme details and using perfect settings. So, like, the film successfully emphasizes the loneliness of the main character by kind of choosing the right details for each scene. Like, it's her birthday, so she gets a present, and it's a book, and she goes over to her bookshelf, and she puts the book on the shelf, and you realize that the present's from her mother, and her mother's been buying the same goddamn book. She's been buying a book from the same goddamn franchise every year, which is depressing in itself. Then you get like a shot of the 5 soda bottles that are right next to the main character at a club, emphasizing the fact that she's been sitting there for such a long time. The setting of the factory, the fact that she's working at a factory, really emphasizes the repetitiveness of her miserable life, with cold, murky shots of the machinery, emphasizing the mood of the whole film as a whole. And then the last 15 minutes happen where things get a little bit more cinematic. It gets less realistic, but it goes for a much more of a Hitchcockian cinematic element, which is much more realistic than other styles of Hollywoodish cinematic styles. I'm saying too much ums right now. The last 15 minutes of the film really consists of a slightly over the top, but overall a pretty reasonable portrayal of self-destruction caused by extreme loneliness and years of living in an oppressive climate. It really is. It's very authentic. It's over the top, but it's not flashy. You see why someone would do it, and you can see somebody actually doing it in real life. And if you're a big fan of the news like me, you would have probably heard something like this happening. Now, I'm not going to spoil what she does. I'm just going to say that some people die. Not her, but some people die. About 4 people. But there's, like, a sense of humor to it. Like, there's this scene where she goes to a bar after killing this one person, and she's just sitting there, and this stranger comes up to her, and he tries to come on to her, and he grabs her arm, and she just smiles, and she pours some, like, rat poison in his drink, and she just walks away. Like, it's this silent scene, and this casualness of the casualness of her actions is just kind of funny to me. It's such a dark sense of humor that the film's going for, but it works. I mean, the whole film was dark enough. You know, it was dark thoroughly from start to finish. So when the dark humor kind of submerges at the end, it feels very natural. And of course, the last 15 minutes is where the main character, the main actress playing the main character, really hits her peak when it comes to her acting. Because throughout the film, the main actress successfully portrays misery and being lonely and being sad and whatnot. But in the last 15 minutes, in a very subtle way, she successfully portrays the catharsis of her actions, of her like extreme choices. And it's not over the top. It's not pandering. She successfully portrays a slightly humorous side of her actions, whether it's the depressive side or this really fucked up psychotic criminal side of her, of the character, not the actress. But yeah, it's a damn good film. I mean, it does make Finland look like the most depressing country in the world, but from what I've heard, that's Austria or whatever. Like, I'm not sure what. Maybe somewhere in Africa. I mean, I know that South Korea is like number 3 in the suicide rates of all the suicide. When it comes to suicide rates around the world, we're number 3 in certain categories and demographics. We're number 1, but this does not make me want to go to Finland anytime soon. But hey, that's like watching Oldboy and saying, I bet every Korean goes through an incestual relationship. This got dark. Yeah. The Match Factory Girl, it's good. You should probably see it if you like movies. So yeah, The Match Factory Girl. Bye.